The title of the richest person ever is often attributed to Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire from 1312 to 1337. His story is legendary for the immense wealth he amassed during his reign and the influence he had across Africa, the Middle East, and Europe. Who was Mansa Musa? Mansa Musa, also known as Musa Mrai of Mali, was the 10th Mansa, king or emperor of the Mali Empire, which was located in West Africa. At the time, the empire was one of the largest and most powerful in the world, and it included parts of modern-day Mali, Senegal, Guinea, and Niger. Mansa Musa inherited the throne in 1312 after his predecessor, Abu Bakr II, reportedly vanished while exploring the Atlantic Ocean. Upon becoming emperor, Mansa Musa not only maintained the prosperity of the empire, but greatly expanded its territory and influence. The source of his wealth. Mansa Musa's wealth came primarily from gold and salt. The Mali Empire sat on some of the richest gold deposits in the world at the time, and it controlled significant parts of the trans-Saharan trade routes. This allowed Musa to capitalize on the flourishing trade in gold, salt, and other goods like ivory and slaves. Musa's wealth was so immense that it's often said to be impossible to quantify in modern terms. Contemporary estimates place his fortune at over $400 billion in today's currency, though the real number is difficult to determine due to the lack of precise records. The legendary pilgrimage to Mecca. One of the most famous events of Mansa Musa's life was his pilgrimage to Mecca, Hajj, in 1324, a journey required of all devout Muslims. This pilgrimage was unlike any the world had ever seen. He traveled with a massive entourage that reportedly included 60,000 men, 12,000 slaves, and hundreds of camels, each carrying hundreds of pounds of gold. Musa's generosity and wealth were displayed along the way. In Egypt, he distributed so much gold that it caused severe inflation, destabilizing the local economy for years. Musa's Hajj made him famous across the Islamic world, and news of his incredible wealth spread to Europe, where he appeared on maps as a symbol of Africa's riches. Building an empire of knowledge. Mansa Musa didn't just hoard his wealth, he invested heavily in education, culture, and religion. Upon his return from Mecca, he brought back with him scholars and architects to help develop the cities of his empire, particularly Timbuktu. Under Musa's rule, Timbuktu became a center of Islamic learning, attracting scholars, poets, and artists from all over the world. He commissioned the construction of mosques and madrasas, Islamic schools, including the famous Djinguereber Mosque, which still stands today. Musa's focus on education and religion ensured that the Mali Empire would be a major cultural and intellectual hub for centuries. Legacy. Mansa Musa's reign marked the height of the Mali Empire's power and influence. His wealth and generosity earned him a place in history as not only the richest person ever, but also a ruler who used his fortune to foster learning and culture. After his death in 1337, the empire gradually declined, though it remained influential for several more centuries. Mansa Musa's story remains an extraordinary example of wealth and its potential impact on the world, both economically and culturally. His legacy is one of greatness, but also of the transience of wealth and empire.